Welcome back to Thoughts While Thinking and Rearranging Our Prejudices. And I guess I'm rearranging my prejudices pretty good today because I've been thinking about the Constitution and the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and how much it's being infringed on right now. Well, we have a right to chase the balloons of happiness, and the pursuit of the happiness shouldn't be none of anybody's business. So that's none of your business is what my pursuit of happiness is. Well, uh, we have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in the Constitution, but we pursue that the best way we can. And pursuit of happiness is uh, living your potential and challenging your limits. And the government does everything to prevent you from doing that right now. Uh, he said, we hold these truths self-evident that all men shall be created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, uh, as the years go by, the control comes in. And, it's the old saying is that enemies outside the gate is dangerous, but those inside the gate are deadly. And so what we got inside the gate right now is the public good. The government is overusing the public good to infringe upon our constitutional rights, and the Supreme Court is allowing them to do that. And it all comes out in the deal of public good. And that public good is a communist thing. Individual rights ought to take precedent over the public good, as long as you're not committing murder or some hideous thing that is, the Ten Commandments tell us what the Constitution ought to allow us to do. And the Ten Commandments limit us on a lot of activities because they're immoral. But we're fighting and being hypnotized by the mass media. They're going around 24/7 and changing your reality. And your wealth manager is all wrapped around what they're telling you. And we've got a double standard. You know, hold a gun to your head and take your money is theft. The government holds your gun to your head and takes your money. That's call that taxation. So this taxation is really the issue that we've got right now. And the truth about taxation is that you'll never really own your own home. We only rent it from the government because, well, just take in one case that I know of, the taxes are $500 a month. And if you don't pay that $500 a month, then the local government's going to take your property away from you. So you don't own the property. You're just renting it from the government, the local government maybe. And, we got an SOS here, but there ain't much we can do about it right now. I don't know what we're going to do. And this fella here, he's got it nailed. He says, just remember that taxes, property taxes is a minimum. You can send them as much as you want to. And Einstein, man, I'll tell you what, I love his quotes. He had some great ones, and this one is the one that sticks in my head right this minute. Is we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used to create them. Well, that means that we need to get rid of our congressmen and senators because they're doing they're they're not trying to solve our problems. The more they quote solve our problems, the worse they get. So, after 50, 100 years or something like that, uh, you'd think that some of their problem solving would work, but they just get deeper and deeper. And our property rights are just crumbling under this situation right now. And our founders understood that private property was the foundation of all benefits and freedom in common law, and that they have a right. The government's supposed to protect your private property, but they're infringing on it all the time through everything. And the truth is, like I said, you'll never own your property. You just rent it from the country. And the congressmen, they set up there. This all started about in, I guess, sometime around the Civil War or after the Civil War. The congressmen and senators found out that they could become professionals and, and have a profession of politics. And that's when our Constitution started to fall apart because they found out that they could increase their power. Uh, and the public is letting them because of that news media. And the congressman right now, they retire at full pay after about 5 years. And what gives them the right to do that? I mean, they made that law, and some way or another, that's not being serving the citizens, because we have to work our whole lifetime in order to retire. What gives them that special privilege? And uh, they take it away. I mean, they modify every amendment we got, and we allow them to do it because we're brainwashed by the news media, and our Constitution is just being brainwashed away. And look at the way the congressional salaries has increased over the last few years. Uh, their abilities have increased, didn't he? And so our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is being redirected by the Congress. And, that disturbs me. That's rearranging my prejudices pretty good. And, they don't want to, you start try to steal from the government, man, you'll go to jail forever. Government just don't like competition, I guess, that's all. But you just don't be coerced in there. Uh, we got to keep this life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, uh, and get back to get some people up there that'll reverse all of that and get us back to some freedom, because we don't have any freedom now. And it's like if you don't control your mind, somebody else will. And right now, the masses of us are being controlled by somebody else. And all of our superheroes, they've found out that kryptonite, we can kill them. Well, all of our superheroes are dead and gone because we're just sitting here letting the federal government take over and wash away all of our opportunities. And they want us to be good sheep. And all of this coronavirus and stuff like that that's going on, that's the control, and it's a infringement on our free speech. You know, they say that health care is a privilege, not a right, and they also say the left says our property is a privilege, not a right. Uh, and that's a violation of our Constitution. And it's kind of like in a lot of these states, it's say we've got a fair trial. And he said, well, how did that happen? We were supposed to have that thing rigged. The the local courts are rigged, and we depend on those pharmacies. They're not creating cures for us. They're just creating customers. And the government, all the senators and the congressmen up there have bunch of that Pfizer stock. So we got to keep that stuff going. And one of the greatest tyrannies of all is when it perpetuated under the name of the noble cause, the public good. The noblest cause is the public good, or for our children. Well, this fella here has got right down my alley on his rearranging his prejudices. Um, he shouldn't have to explain this to you, but having the freedom is more important than a promised safety. Well, if you want safety, go to jail, because there you got all the freedom and that wrapped around somebody else. You got your meals and everything provided for you. You don't have any worries. You just sit there, and that's protection, and that's basically where we are right now. And Jefferson says, whenever the government becomes destructive to the ends of liberty and the pursuit of happiness, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish and institute a new government. Well, I'm saying right now we need to do that, because I think under this government, the way it's been washed down from our Constitution, we need to reorganize back under the Constitution, because we may be past the point of no return right now. And John Locke, he says that people were reasonable though through selfishness, and the national rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a natural right, and the government can't infringe on it. It comes from the people, not from the government. It comes from God, the government, and the I kind of like what this fellow says. He says the words of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If it don't mean that you can explore your consciousness and have your own Declaration of Independence, it ain't worth the hemp it was written on. Well, you don't realize, but that's what they used as paper back there. It was a hemp stuff. So they're pursuing the right of happiness, and we got the mind control. They used to hypnotize us to change our mind. Now then, they do it through the mass media, big tech, uh, and you know, Homeland Security, that took away all of your rights too. So they just pass along your remaining liberties and put them in a tray and be happy, because we're going to protect you. And Homeland Security is just screwing up our liberty. And the legislators are getting ready to raise their rates again, their profits, and that's going to cost you more money. And we're back to the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is nobody's business. And that's my talk, thinking, and rearranging my prejudices for today. And we have a little bit of AMS, adios, my friend. Adios, my friend. And state taxes are government theft. The Fifth Amendment, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and taken as a public without just compensation. And that is the end of that, and tip my hat, and adios amigos for real this time, and we'll see you on the flip side.